All right, we'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. Let's go ahead and, is there any changes that people would like to make to the agenda before we go? There's one item that I would like to bring up as on the agenda. And
item addition. Absolutely.
That's funny.
Apparently I pushed a button somewhere, trying to silence my phone. Okay, that's happened in church before too.
that's right. So want to discuss the timing of the election of officers prior to discussing the election of officers. That's what I would like to add. Is there any other modifications to the agenda that anybody would propose?
I mean, do we always have, we have room for new business?
We do, but we want to add it now.
Just a possible support from Ball State for marketing for youth.
Okay.
Can you explain it more?
Yeah, perfect.
Will that be under new business?
Yes. Any additional changes? All right. Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Okay. All in favor? Okay. Motion is approved. Yep, that's okay. Then we will go ahead and motion to approve the minutes from the last session.
I'll make that motion.
Okay. All right. All in favor? Aye.
And I'll abstain. Same, I wasn't here, so.
Okay. All right, very good. There's no one here for public comments. We can go ahead and move into the new business. So, the reason I wanted to talk about the timing for the election of officers.
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. The reason I want to talk about the timing for the election of officers is because the timing for changing board members is after the election of officers, and the timeline honestly makes absolutely no sense. Really, the timing should be the new board is approved and then officers are elected. And I think it's in the bylaws where the officers are elected prior to that, and just the timing makes absolutely no sense. Now, I get that there may be an officer that ends up being released once the commission has approved the new board members. I get that that's a risk, so we would just have to put a contingency in place that, in the event that all of the officers are released and there's nobody to direct the re-election of officers.
I think historically what we've done is we say, okay, who are the people who are staying through the next year for sure?
Yeah.
And that's what we've got, elected officers for those people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's often been county commissioners. However, next election, county commissioners, our term only goes until, well, we're on the county commission. So
yeah, that
could all change, next year.
I think when I was doing the bylaws, before we brought them, when I was typing them out, I was thinking it should be September and not July.
Yes.
But then I thought we changed that in the bylaws, but I don't have my copies of what I brought to y'all versus what we ended up with from legal.
Yeah, and I can't recall.
So the new members take over October 1st, is that what it is? Or is it September 1st?
Well,
it can't be September 1st.
we've always can't be elected September. Officers in July.
Right.
Tourism has always
Sure.
elected them in July.
But the officers, the new membership runs till October 1st, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Because the county commission, when somebody's term expires, the county commission, committee and committees then proposes somebody, and it goes before the commission, either September or October commission meetings, so. Right. Depending on how quick they are about doing it.
So when would you suggest that it be?
I would suggest November
That's what I was thinking.
after the
I make a
October
motion to move officer elections to the November meeting.
I second that.
Wait, hang on.
Just kidding. Yes.
Okay, and I'm fine with that. I don't wanna watch the video, so let me write this down.
Yep.
To November. Okay, but our bylaws, we would have to change that in our bylaws. How many does it take to change bylaws? 2/3 majority? Okay, do we have that?
I think so.
Okay, wait, finish your motion. I just had to ask that question.
I would move that
I think we
we
did.
choose election to the November election, officer elections to November.
Second, who's the second?
He seconded.
Yep.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
That makes sense.
Are we gonna get part of that, is how many open positions are in the nominating procedure?
Yes. So so we need to look at the bylaws and what the actual nominating procedure is. I don't
Whose
know.
memberships are up?
I think mine is.
Kathy,
2 years, right?
Kathy,
Oh.
and David.
Okay.
And I do have an individual that I want to nominate.
And of course, if, we'll get a new person from Westmoreland, or from
One
Westmoreland,
One of the changes.
it'll now be
Gallican, I believe.
So,
Portland. It's backwards.
in,
White House, Westmoreland, Portland.
because Gilbertsville Chamber had been in charge for I've been on the board for 6 years.
Okay.
I sent, not to the tourism board, but to the county commission in, July. She's the president of the chamber from Portland. I sent that, and it's got to go through committee on committees in July.
Right.
Yes, for this meeting, but it did not, so.
Right.
Okay. Do we need a separate motion to modify the bylaws based on that, or is that approval like implicit in the fact that we are moving the election of the time frame for moving the election of officers? And
Motion to move elections to November,
Yeah.
by Baker, second by David, all in favor? Yes, you can do motion for the bylaws.
We don't have a lawyer to tell we can't, so.
I'll make the motion that this be permanently changed in the bylaws.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No abstains. Okay. Next item of business is election of officers. Based on the motion we just had, then we will postpone that until the November session. So the next item of business will be Ball State.
Part of Ball State, because of my experience in the industry, I've been working with Ball State as possibly doing some assistance to their 2-year program in tourism. Part of talking to the Dean of Administration, Kevin Blankenship, who I would like to nominate when the nomination comes up, he does project work, gratis, marketing, and developing market plans and business plans. And he works with the entity that he's done it with, chambers, he's done it with different not-for-profits. He won't do it for profits. But I asked him if that's something that I could get done with Mark, and he said most definitely he can put it on approval here, get it on the agenda to have it done this fall, but he works with his marketing team to do a full, blown-out business marketing plan.
What's his name?
Kevin Blankenship. He's a dean of business and administration. And part of it is they want to expand their 2-year tourism program. And I'm all for it because it's a gateway for a good entry-level, paid career, you could say. It's not high paying, but it's a good way to partner with national.
To have him come to the next board meeting and like just present
Yeah,
what
they do. Yeah, I can do it.
Do you want to make a motion that we do that?
Can we look?
It has to go through committee on committee. There has to be a seat available for
I
Kevin.
would,
Oh, that's for-
For a presentation.
Presentation. Oh, I thought you wanted him on the board.
Well, that is
Okay.
November.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I was writing.
I will make a motion for him to present the options for business plan work.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
To present what? What is he gonna present?
Is what the process is where they do, projects for
Okay.
not-for-profits.
Marketing support from all states.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm taking notes as well, so.
Do you need?
I don't forget.
Do you need a spelling?
Baker motion. Baker.
No,
Eric motion.
Eric motion, made the motion.
David second.
And David second.
Okay. All right, sorry, okay.
Let's go ahead and move into the director's report.
And your next page in the flyers is the year-end financial. Should be our final. I'm not aware of any more changes that need to be made. I'll entertain any questions about that. Second to that is the balance sheet. The P&L balance sheet.
Anything out of the ordinary?
No, and we did come in under budget, moving extra money to give back at the end of the year.
I think landscaping budget was a little bit higher than planned, but that was because of
We've
tree
got
damage.
lots of trees.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of trees.
It's higher than normal, but something that we know about, so not a surprise.
Was garbage collection, is that where you put a dumpster in to take everything away, or?
No, there was no dumpster.
Or was it on budget? Am I looking at the right page on page 3 of 5?
Yes, and I would assume that's just because that got put somewhere else, in the budget originally. There is nothing unusual in garbage collection. I'll look into it, I'll make sure that's a good number. But I know that we spend more than $210 a year, but
Yeah.
it's probably lumped in with one of the other utilities.
Do we have an approved budget for this company? Is it approved by?
Yes, it was approved, it's the same budget as last year.
Okay.
We have not voted.
It's Monday
The
night.
commission has not voted.
Monday
so-
night. So maybe,
Yeah.
Yes,
This group.
No, I mean the commission.
You've got a continuation budget.
Monday
You
night.
spend the money.
The commission
Get that
has
last
voted.
No, we approved it in budget committee, but full commission vote on the 28th to accept or reject the budget. I don't foresee any issues with tourism.
Shouldn't be too many issues.
is, accounts receivable is almost $55,000, is that normal?
That is due to accruals that were done for expenses that we haven't yet received bills for that belong in this past year.
Okay.
And as soon as we pay those out, that would come down.
Well, the receivables should be people owing the board money. Payables is the outgoing. So who would owe the board money?
I'll have to look into that. I inherited a lot of years of really bad accounting.
Where was the accounts receivable for
It's,
page?
it's on the balance sheet, page 1 and 2 of the balance sheet.
That's a good, I'll look into that. That is high.
I'm on a board that we get money from the state. But where our accounts receivable is always $100,000 because the state takes forever to pay.
We're able to flip banks.
So for this approval, now I can go. Actually, that could be because we've not received the payment for the art money this year. That could be
Okay.
50,000 of that.
And that's put in as a
But I'll make
receivable?
sure.
Okay,
I'll report back.
okay.
We have a
state's generally months behind.
Yeah, they have some issues with their, I can't remember the name of the system, it's a cute name.
I do have a question like on the occupancy tax. So the occupancy tax is down, get it? Yeah, it's not significant, get that. But the state reimbursement for occupancy tax is up. Is that just a timing?
Usually because of timing.
Okay.
Is that the same here?
It probably comes a month later or something.
Okay,
Sometimes.
because that made no sense at all, but, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd mentioned this at a couple meetings, that last meeting or the meeting before about that expensive hotels are doing a booming business.
Yes.
It's the mid-range hotels that are not. So the people who are business travelers or have lots of money, they're still traveling. The people who are, travel is a huge part of their budget, they're not.
That is true.
And we don't have any expensive hotels. All ours are mid-grade or less expensive or less.
Yeah, and I reported back, Bob, to mine again, that we are consistent with the other counties surrounding Asheville, and in some cases still beating them in the sense of our being behind a little bit year to year.
Yeah.
Which I would recommend you notice the trend that May and June were getting closer to actual numbers last year. Hopefully that trend continues and we pick up
Yeah.
occupancy tax back to at least equal to last year, which is what I told the budget committee would happen.
But we're still, we're down,
That's it.
less than 10%.
Yeah, and there are some that are even 15 or 20% off. Nationwide, it's the same trend everywhere. It is the economy and mid-scale hotels just are suffering.
Do we have any insight into whether the occupancy rate itself is down or just rates charged are down?
It is the rate, I'm sorry, it is the occupancy rate that is primarily driving that.
Okay.
These hotels here are not real sophisticated in the sense of revenue management. If we had a full-service hotel, they would be more on top of that, but these independent operators just really don't, it's like an airline. If you were to stay at one of my previous hotels with 1,000 rooms, not one room in that entire hotel paid the same rate.
Yeah.
Our computers were just generating squeezing every penny out of everybody.
Right.
These hotels don't do that. Their rates stay pretty
What
flat.
Hotel Association do they belong to?
I don't know. Probably just Tennessee.
Because there's
HLA.
got to be a common resource for their, whether it's STAR, or whether it's their ADRs and their length of stay reports, because they all have owners. Part of their budgets, they have to present what year over year, what their occupancy, the length of stay, and ADR are. So whether they do it collectively, I don't know. I don't know if there's something we can look into. Maybe call one of the hotels that's a little more established, maybe the Hilton over here, even though it's a franchise. If they don't know, they have to report to somebody. And find out how we can collectively get that information. Because I think length of stay probably has a little to do with it too.
Well, plus several of our hotels that are older, over the last couple of years, have shut down part of their hotels for renovation. And so when they shut down a third of their rooms or a fourth of their rooms for a while, that's going to reduce the occupancy as well.
Well, was it the Holiday Inn in Hendersonville? Got hit by the
Well,
tornado?
And that's true if it's short term. If they can do contingencies, that they can have their numbers adjusted if it goes a certain length.
But it's going to cut down their occupancy rates.
Yes, but as to the numbers, as to the ratios and the numbers, it wouldn't affect that if they're reporting at a lower level versus what they were. They're taking it totally out.
Yeah.
Their numbers are adjusted.
Yeah, you can see in the year 24, 25, that's when that tornado hit.
Yeah.
You can see that one hotel took us down quite a bit by being closed.
So was that September? Or no, that
I don't
was
remember when that was.
February.
December,
That was February.
the tornado.
But
Yeah.
what I,
December.
did I misunderstand what you said? We don't really get paid a percentage of the occupancy tax. We get a fixed amount. Or do we get a percentage of the?
From the county, that's correct.
Okay.
It's enough, yeah.
Okay, so these numbers are moved in a way for us.
I love to use them.
No, I know it's good to know to gauge our success.
Our success.
Yes.
And I did promise, stuck my neck way out with the budget committee and told them that we should not drop again this coming year, that it should go back to the previous year.
By state law, we get like $365,000 a year no matter what.
Okay.
But hopefully we can get one.
Minimum.
Oh, you're talking about through the private act?
Right.
Yeah, I think it's 325.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So somewhere over 300.
Mhm.
What's interesting is if we were able to successfully build a conference center working on,
Like they're trying to do in Hendersonville.
yeah, these numbers would be double or triple what they are for the county.
The people would rather have 300 homes in the convention center. That's what they choose to be. I'd rather have a convention center in my neighborhood with 300 new homes. But I don't want that.
Just in the way of report, there's one thing out here I didn't mention, and that is going back to who's going to be on the board next year. Tracy Cannon resigned from the Westmoreland Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
So she's no longer here on this board. But
She
would be-
retired from the chamber completely?
Yes.
Oh,
Good person.
Would like to be proposed as a citizen member of this board next year, if there's an opportunity for that. She didn't want to walk away from tourism, there was just
Okay.
political pressures and so forth, I think, so.
Westmoreland's a small town.
Yes. Okay, so staffing wise, we've added another person to our staff, Destiny Burton. She has worked in banking, she is doing the administrative duties for us, and she will be also focusing on doing social media for all the historic sites in the county. And, because that's something they just have not had time to really successfully do, and they've asked us for some help, and so we were able to fit that into the budget without any changes. So Taylor, who is doing that, has moved now to the role of director of events, and is focused entirely on events that we are putting on and events that other people are putting on in the county and supporting them in that. And she has jumped in with both feet and is doing a great job. And one good example of that is the Irish Festival that we are planning for next year. We are already a year ahead of where we were last year planning for that. She is hot and heavy into that and other events that we have coming this year. So we think that's going to be a good move. In finance, I just mentioned that now we have these approved minutes that will get to the bank and get our accounts moved over to a money market account. Report on agritourism, Kendall has been working with the farms throughout the county to identify potential destinations. She's continued that effort, and we've got some new farms there, Long Hollow Farm, Twisted Tea Ranch, 5 Oaks, and I don't know anything about the Montessori farm. She was on vacation last week, so. But she is working very hard to help them identify ways to attract tourists to their property. It enhances their income, but it gives us more reasons for tourism to come to the county. And so we're aggressively pursuing that. Recently we had an electrical storm that came through and took out our electrical line again, but because a limb fell on it. But as a result of the electrical storm, something happened to our old NEC phone equipment in the basement, and it was fried. So Comcast said, you need to get a third party to help you out with that. Repairing it would have cost more than the new system, because it's about a 15-year-old system at the most. So I left it on the wall and went out to a cloud-based system, which is a monthly fee, which is what everybody's doing right now.
That was very, very diverse.
And so we pay about $250 a month and have a lot more features now. Anybody who works remotely, they can actually take a handset home, plug it in at their house, and have the whole features of the office. So,
Also with the uncertainty of foods and spending.
yeah, it's transferable with it.
Also, that's better than getting cell phones for everybody for the office phones. So
Right. Yeah, so that's done. I'll give you some examples. We've run some marketing in some print magazines. We don't do anything that's just print. Anything that's print also comes with a digital package, so we can track it. And because a lot of the world, even though they get a magazine, they also get the emails. And so this is one from a magazine called Local Palette. We've worked with them before. These are a couple of the ads that we ran recently. One is on food, and the other is on just a southern escape. It was kind of geared towards summer activities. I know it's hard to see, but if you want to go online and look up the Local Palette, you can see those articles. The next page is another magazine called Style Blueprint. Style Blueprint targets very upscale, home furnishings, travel, all kinds of things like that. And this is a section that came out of the magazine with the picture there. And you can see that there's lots of great links there to restaurants and activities. And it was all this whole section, or this whole run of the magazine was based on lake life and summer activities. So we'll put Old Hickory Lake in there and have some fun stuff. We are in a partnership with Sumner County Museum with the 2025 Passport Program, which is what they, families can sign up for this and their kids get to participate and go around historic sites. It's not something new. But this is some examples of what we have displayed now at the Comer House. When kids come in, we give them goodie bags with a bunch of tchotchkes that we've collected. And there is, on the blue side there, you see there's a QR code that Deanne DeWitt created a video about the Comer. Their phone with mom and dad there and watch a quick video while they're standing there in our offices. And then we set up some displays of the Comer family and the history of the Comer barn. As of when I typed this last week, we had 114 so far this summer. Here's a list of the sponsorships that we paid out during the months of June and July. There's nothing unusual there. The big one being the strawberry. Again, they'd asked for probably 2.5 times that, but we held them back to that. And I'm not aware of anybody that actually increased year over year.
Are these all reoccurring?
Most of these are reoccurring. I don't think there's anything here.
Across America, I've not noticed that one before.
That could be new. Yeah, that was for Parks and Recreation.
In the future, can you have that, whether it's reoccurring and what the sponsorship was the last time?
You'll notice, like on the bottom there, there's a couple of them that are really odd numbers. That's because, again, we're reimbursing for everything now. We don't just write a check to these people. All these even numbers are because they spent more than we offered them. So we cut them off at our max. But that's why you're going to see some odd numbers come through it, and that's why we do it that way.
May I ask a question? Why is Sumner Prevention Coalition on?
The rodeo.
Yeah, they put on the rodeo.
Oh, okay, thank you. All right, thank you.
I'll try to be more descriptive with the events. Sorry about that.
Are you gonna look at analytics on these events to see, are these events really bringing people from outside of Sumner County in?
Yeah, we
Or
actually,
is it literally just like,
before we approved
yeah, in
any of
Hendersonville, some go to the Isaacs concert, and nobody else goes in Hendersonville, for example.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we should not fund it, but I'm saying like,
Oh, yeah.
Well,
we need to understand, like, is it actually doing?
yes, and before approving any of these funds and announcing it to them, we review it using our database to make sure that we feel like it really does bring tourism in. I will tell you that the numbers we got back in the Isaacs Festival were disappointing, given the amount of money that went into it between us and Parks and Recreation. And I'm going to get a call from Andy after he watched it.
About the number of people who have attended, total attended or out from out of town?
Yes, total from out of town. And
Was it because of the weather though? Didn't it rain
well,
all
it
weekend?
did, and they moved it indoors.
Uh-huh.
But it wasn't the attendance; it was the percentage of
Of
out-of-towners
outside,
that
okay.
concerned me. In the end, this was a $20,000 event, and I think all in all, we had maybe 200 people from out of town, and that doesn't add up to me. This is an event that was started by tourism years ago, and that's why we went ahead and participated again this year. But now that I've had numbers to look at it, it's going to be a hard sell for me next year.
Well, I think, yeah, good news story, yeah, go ahead.
Is that still outside, for minutes, 200 people from outside a 50-mile range or outside Sumner County?
50 miles.
Thank you.
think the good news is we now have analytics that will tell us that, and they have a year now to course correct, where we can say, look, you know, the reason we're funding you is to bring people from Sumner County to Sumner County. This event had poor outside of Sumner attendance. You know, we can either help you with a plan to improve that, or you need to evaluate your marketing strategy for bringing more people in, so that when it's time for you to come ask for money again, you can tell us, like, what is your plan? Right? That way it's not like, heck no, it's show us your plan for bringing more people.
In the email I send, where I announce how much they've been given this year, I tell them that it is becoming more competitive and that they should pay attention to our chart, which has all that information saying what was the impact of the community, who are the partners over there, how are we marketing outside the county. All of those are factors that are a point system that we use to evaluate proposed sponsorships.
Give us an example of that the next meeting.
Yeah, those are the emails I've sent. Basically, I tell them it's going to be more competitive, so please review these before next year.
Just so we can understand, because I look on here and I see National Softball Association, and that's a tournament that's every year, right?
Yes.
The women's tournament.
And they bring hundreds and hundreds of people.
So they get $5 grand, and I know that's a great impact, because almost everybody's out of town. And then the Isaac Memorial, we're using 200 people. I mean, that's,
What was the Hendersonville to the town club, do you recall what that was? And that's okay.
I believe it's a softball tournament as well.
Oh, I'm sure Civitan sponsors softball tournaments around, I'm sure.
Yeah, and you know, the tournaments are just a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Because we don't even have to market to them. They do all the marketing,
Yeah.
you know, and they come and they fill the hotel and they're multiple days. So we support those, but yeah.
And then when there's teenagers tournaments, they bring mama, grandma, and grandpa. One family will get 4 hotel rooms.
well, my buddy was here with his daughter from Staten Island, New York, not this past summer, the summer before, for the tournaments they had in both Hendersonville and Gallatin. I mean, you had everybody out of town.
Yeah, you can see there's less fishing tournaments on here, historically.
Was it determined that the fishing tournaments generally were just local?
Well, they're not local. They do come from outside, but they camp, which brings us
They come to all their homes,
Yeah.
And it's maybe 200 or 300 people, as opposed to maybe 4,000 or 5,000.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, we really have to weigh that.
Yeah.
And you know, I did cut the sponsorship budget by $100,000 last year. We kept that flat again this year, so it is more competitive for the money we have. And you know, they do need to bring money into the county. Period. So now getting the fun stuff. The tourism team toured Rosemont, which is an Airbnb that's operated by
The wrong name is Stonewall.
You're right.
Rosemont's a different building.
You're absolutely right. It's
I was
called
thinking,
Stonewall.
I did not know that Rosemont was an Airbnb.
It's a
It's a
museum.
museum, I thought.
No, you're right, Stonewall.
So that's what I was wondering, so what is it?
Stonewall.
Stonewall,
If you're
okay,
catching
yeah,
Thank you for catching that.
okay.
My mom's first cousin's house.
Yeah.
John Kitts.
Really neat house. And they are working to upgrade that and to start to market that. So there is a, you know, we've talked about dark tourism here. So to get that moving, finally, we have a pilot program. We have 4 nights of immersive ghost hunting at 4 different locations in the county. And groups came in from outside the county to do this. And the goal is to have them sponsor this, bring people from around the country to spend 4 nights at Stonewall while they're doing the hunt at the various locations around the county. And it was a huge success. They came to the Comer House. I'm not happy about that because there were 17 people at the Comer House the night that they did it, and they told us they were outnumbered.
By ghosts.
So ever since, it's been a little creepy.
Now, there used to be a paranormal group in Gallatin called the Tennessee Red Chasers. I don't know if they're still involved or not.
I don't know.
They've got stuff on some TV shows about paranormal experiences.
Anyhow, it went really well, and it's a very big success, and they loved it. And I'm going to show you a video here in a minute. We
You know, there's a Ghost of Gallup High School. There are ghosts everywhere. There's a Ghost of Gallup High School.
So, we're going to our official, debut of the group planned October 27th through 30th, right before Halloween. And, so there's that. June 5th, we attended the Saunders Ferry, boat dock ceremony, which was good because we were recognized, even though it really had nothing to do with it, but there were a lot of people there and a lot of, leaders in the community, and I got to rub elbows with a few politicians that I was happy to meet. And, so that was good. On June 11th, I got invited as a special guest to the Sumner Realtors legislative breakfast, and I sat at the important table, which was nice for once, and sat next to Mary Isabel and all the speakers that were there from the state legislature. Another good opportunity to rub elbows and get to know some people. On June 18th, we went out and did some filming on the lake, and I'm going to show you a quick video of some of that filming to show you the quality of what we're doing. It's going to be used for our Big Clear digital library. On the 23rd, we met with the board of the Bledsoe Fort Historic Site to discuss the dates for our 2026 County Sumner Irish Festival, which will be September 17th through 20th. We're planning for at least 3 days.
That's this year.
2026. It's a year from now.
Will it,
Oh, 2026, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
will it still be held out at,
It will be at Bledsoe Fort.
okay.
And that, we moved it to that date because we think that is one of the days of the year that's least likely to rain.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Whereas March with St. Patrick's Day is almost guaranteed.
Yeah.
I thought you moved it there because, Constitution Day.
Yeah, that too. Sure.
Yeah, we used to do a church retreat that weekend every year, and it never rained.
Yeah, it's good to hear. On the 30th, we attended the Hometown Jam. That's the picture there. Several artists, including Montgomery Gentry, were there. That was the event that we helped to sponsor. It was moved indoors due to the rain, and it held at the Premier Center in Hendersonville. Then on 4th of July, our team spread out with all different kinds of events around the area just to put a face out there and to do some filming. And there'll be a lot more of that going on. I rarely see all of our team together in the office on any given day at this point. Everybody is everywhere, all over the place, and it makes me very happy. And I talked about the trial and about the dark tourism initiative. So let me show you a couple of fun videos of what we've been doing. This was at one of the tournaments out in Hendersonville. They just have it in attitude. Give me a second here. Why? Well, it worked before y'all came. Of course.
There you go.
Yeah, don't go. All right, I think you're working.
Working, going. Stop while you're at it.
That was that one. lake is what?
No shots of you water skiing?
Can you see the quality of filming that
Yeah,
we're doing?
very good.
It's really top notch.
That's good.
And one last one.
Makes me want to go out on the lake. Right?
Funny,
Looks a lot cleaner.
one of those close-ups, you see the water is a very green-brown color.
It always is.
Well, not in our future videos.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be nice and clear.
Get the sticks out too. Yeah. Edit those out.
Amazing what Photoshop does.
Well, we don't want to see Jesus. You know, misrepresenting.
Now, you better go to the log one.
Oh, I know, or the smell.
No, there's that.
Anytime you go into a new location, you never know what you're gonna run into. At Comer House, there are some great areas in the house. We have the living room area that we're in right now, great experience in this room, as well as the basement. Has great appeal to it, some of it could be side to it, but the minute you step down there, you know you're in for a run.
Related to the NEC units. Wow.
There is an entire community, a huge community, there is people who live in the store. There are so many investigators connected that will absolutely do that. And helping people realize maybe not everything is paranormal, but when you find that one thing that is paranormal, it makes you chase all of it. It's very awesome and amazing when it comes to a political experience.
There you go, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's kind of the filming and work that we've been doing. We've already had 2 days out on the lake. Friday, we're scouting new locations and historic sites in downtown Gallatin on the square for our next film day. We have total 6 film days that we've paid for this year with a crew from Nashville. And so, anyhow, yeah, that is my report.
That's great. Well, I appreciate everything you do. I feel like really trying to drive a lot of good changes within tourism. I feel like we're seeing some really positive differences. So, good work there. All right. That's everything we had on our agenda. So, we have a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Second.
All right.
Sponsoring the